Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in for today's makeup look. This one is inspired by Ariana Grande's newest video, No More Tears to Cry. I loved the high shine eyelid and lip look in her latest video, so I created this look for you. I hope you guys really enjoy it. I'm using a mix of affordable makeup today and also luxurious high-end makeup. It's all cruelty-free and of course vegan. Let's get into this fun Ariana Grande tutorial. First, I'm priming my skin with the Wet n Wild Coverall Primer. I really love this primer. It leaves my skin super silky smooth for a great base. Next up, I'm working on my brows. I'm starting off with the Clear Mascara and Brow Gel by Designer Brands. I like to brush my brows into the shape that I'm trying to achieve before I go in with a brow pomade. And I find if I brush my eyebrows down, I can actually see where I'm missing hair strokes. I hope that makes sense. I'm then using the brow pomade in color Chocolate by Mellow Cosmetics. If your brow pomade has dried out slightly like mine has, just use a little spray bottle of water and give it a spritz before you apply it to your eyebrow. Using the Designer Brands angled brush and spoolie eyebrow brush. I really like this one. It's one that I use all the time. I'm going into that pomade and I'm applying it onto my brows. I like to use the pomade on this angled brush and fill in my brows bit by bit. So I start off with quite small strokes, trying to feather in the pomade and making it look like natural hairs. Once I'm happy with the shape of the brows, I then go in with my E.L.F. Maximum Coverage Concealer. I like to use this on the Designer Brands angled brush, and this is just slightly smaller than the other one that I was using previously. Also, if anyone has any replacement for the E.L.F. Maximum Coverage Concealer, because it's now been discontinued, can you please let me know? I'm dying to find a concealer that stacks up to this one because it has really lasted me well. I use small amounts of this concealer and I line the underneath of my brow, and I also line on top of my brow. I like to create a really nice sharp line for my brows. I then go in with a blending brush or a beauty blender or any makeup sponge that you may have, and I actually blend this into my skin. This is all done before my foundation. I find it so much easier to do brows and eyeshadow before foundation. It makes the cleanup a lot easier if you have any fallout from your eyeshadow too. Once I'm happy with the shape of the brows, I then set them with the same clear mascara that I was using before from Designer Brands. And this is when I go back in with the pomade and fill in any gaps that I can see. I'm now going in with a concealer wand. I'm using one from E.L.F., which I will link in the description box down below for you. I'm using this as a base for my eyeshadow today. I'm using one of the new Wet n Wild vegan brushes. This is a small round brush with a little stippling end to it, and I love this brush for blending out concealer or spot concealing. On my eyes as a base, I'm going into my crease with this beautiful colour from the Pretty Naked palette from 100% Pure, and I'm also going to mix it with their blush shade. I love to use their blush shade on my eyes. It's really great for a subtle transition colour. Now I'm using the latest release from Designer Brands, and I am in love with this palette. It's actually a highlighting palette. It's their Vivid Glow Illuminating palette, and I'm going to use one of the shades, the gold shade, on my eyes today. Taking it on my pointer finger, I'm just placing that colour in the middle of my eyes. I'm trying to keep this really centered, and I love how this one has a really high shine to it. I'm then going back into the Pretty Naked palette, and I'm using the same shades I used before to buff into the crease, just to darken up the colour. I'm keeping this eye look very rounded as well. I feel like Ariana's eyes are nice and big, nice and round, so that's why I'm choosing this shape today. And just double checking, seeing if I've got that look right. It's such a neat video clip, and I'm really trying to recreate this look. Okay, time to get glittery. I am in love with these jewel eyeshadow pens from designer brands. They sent me a whole bunch of them before Christmas and I really, really love them. The glitter side has an awesome little brush on it, so I'm actually going to apply that to my hand and then use my finger to apply to the lids. I feel like a brush might get clogged with this liquid glitter, so I found the best application was actually with my finger, just applying it all over the lid and building up the glitter until I had that right amount of high shine. I'm now using the designer brand's liquid eyeliner. This is in the color black. I believe it comes in brown as well. This was really easy to use. I love this pen. I think it's a great vegan eyeliner, especially a liquid eyeliner. I definitely need a steadier hand though. I was a little bit bumpy on my eyes and they're not so perfect. I'm then using a plain black eyeliner in a pencil form and I'm going into my waterline. Look away if you are squeamish. Ariana always has the most amazing lashes, so of course I am curling my lashes before applying mascara. And today I'm using the Anika Long Lash Mascara. I absolutely love this mascara. It does exactly what it says, long lashes. And then you'll see me using the designer brand's False and Flared mascara as well. This is actually an old tube, so what I'm doing here is I'm simply separating my lashes out by using an older mascara wand. This is the first video where I've actually shown how I apply my false lashes. The reason I did this is because I had a few people asking me, how do you apply false lashes? And so here is a quick snippet of me doing it. I like to use a cotton bud and actually put the eyelash glue onto the cotton bud first. That way you're not accidentally squeezing the whole tube of eyelash glue onto your lash and ruining it. So I use the cotton bud and I swipe that across the eyelash. I then wait for the eyelash glue to become a little bit tacky, so waiting about 30 seconds is quite good. I hold my eye down and I apply the lash directly onto my eyelid. You'll see me having two goes at it, and I thought I would leave this in just so you could see why I changed the position. When I opened up my eye, I felt like the eyelash was actually too far into the center of my eye. So I pulled that off, slightly rearranged it because the eyelash glue is obviously still tacky, and I put it more towards the outer side of my eye. I then let the eyelash glue dry down on my eyes. I find it takes not too long for this to set in place, and then of course your eyelash glue dries clear. The foundation that I used today was another new designer brand's product. This is their Matte Velvet Foundation. I love this foundation. I'm not a matte girl, I'm normally a dewy girl, but I use the Wet n Wild stippling foundation brush to buff this into my skin. It was super easy to use and I love the finish. I then highlighted underneath my eyes with the E.L.F. Maximum Coverage Concealer. So now I'm using the Pressed Bronzer Duo, and this is also from designer brands. The darker side is my preferred for contour. I'm using a Wet n Wild contour brush, and I'm taking that underneath my cheekbone to create quite a sharp line. On a big buffing brush, I am using the lighter shade, the lighter half, and I'm taking that as a bronzer. So I'm just going to warm up my face, my cheeks, and of course I am using it on my forehead. If you're looking for cheap and cheerful products that work, you can obviously see in this tutorial that designer brands are really stepping up their game. If you love products that travel well, I can also recommend their palettes. They don't break, and I have thrown my luggage around quite a bit. I'm using a different shade now. I'm using this nice apricot soft glitter, and I'm putting that underneath my eyes, and I'm dragging it back like a wing, like a flick on the side of my eyes. Remember, this eye look was super easy to achieve. I put down a transition shade, I put down that nice gold shade on my lid, and then I covered the lids with glitter, and that's really it. It was such an easy way to create such a high shine eye look. Going back into the designer brand's Vivid Glow Illuminator palette, I'm using the peachy shade, and I'm just putting that over the glitter I've already put down and really smoking out that lower lash line. This Vivid Glow Illuminator palette is honestly one of my faves. I've used it so many times since designer brands graciously sent it to me, and now I need to go out and buy the other version of this palette, which is more champagne tones. On the Wet n Wild highlighting brush, I am grabbing that peachy shade of the highlighter and I am putting that on my cheekbones. I'm still very much about that high shine look, so of course I'm putting it on my Cupid's bow, and I also love to put it down the bridge of my nose. Have a check in the description box down below for the names of the Anika products that I'm using on my lips. I'm starting off with a lip liner and then topping it off with one of their beautiful glosses. I love the Anika lip liners. I have, of course, swatched all of their lip liners and all of their current lipsticks, so if you're keen on seeing that video, I'll link it in the description box for you as well. Their glosses aren't tacky, they are very moisturizing and super beautiful, so this one here just glides on in a really, really nice way. I'm then going in with concealer and tidying up the corners of the lipstick, and I'm using some more of that highlighter in the very center of the lip just to give it an extra burst of high shine color. That's the finished look for today. I hope you really loved this makeup tutorial. Of course, it was my take on the Ariana Grande No More Tears to Cry video clip makeup look. I hope you picked up some tricks and tips from this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!